Oh my goodness. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what part of the world you are in. This is the Big Girl Diary. Oh man, I got a good one for you today. But before I get into it, I gotta tell you this this funny story. Now, I used to get offended whenever someone would use the word retarded. Oh, you're retarded, right? I'm like, that's not nice. So I was watching the news. This was like back in the 90s, and they were talking about retarded resistant seats. I'm like, that's discrimination. They're calling the seats retarded. How dare they put a section only for people that have mental issues and intellectual, you know, until, my brother said, a stupid, he didn't say stupid, like, New Yorkers can call you stupid and it would just like hey, you're stupid. So until I learned that they weren't talking about anyone being having an intellectual handicap. No, they were just talking about it being retarded, meaning that there would be the seats would not go. There would not be fire on the seats. So between my brother and my husband, I'm like, okay, all right. Now, for the reason for this video, I'm going back on a previous video. And I normally do that because sometimes whenever I put a video out, I put it out knowing that at some point I'm going to go back and revisit because I know stuff is going to occur, so I can go back and say, you see I was right? Well, politics with Laura, I do that. Not too much here. But I'm going to start doing it here. Kanye, or Ye, or as I'm starting to call him Fraud Ye. This is the reason why I have an issue with him. It's not because of his music. I'm not, his music is okay. It's good. Okay, it's good. It's really good. But he is the problem. Now, he has a mental issue or an emotional issue, whatever it is. And he'll go out and do and say things, and people would follow him. And next thing you know, he could always backtrack and say, oh, I didn't take my medication, or this, that, and the other. And then you have a bunch of people that are just devastated, economically ruined. But he's okay because he could always fall back on his mental illness, saying, I wasn't in my right state of mind when I made those statements. So, when he was talking about the Jews and White Lives Matter and Candace, I kind of feel a little bad for Candice Owens, just a little bit, for the reasons why I stated in a previous video. Because she came out and said that she never faced racism, she never had this, she never had that, which was a bold-faced lie. You can look her up back in Stamford, Connecticut, and see where she won $37,000 some odd $100. When the mayors, and then at some point Senator's son harassed her, called her all kinds of ninjas and everything else under the sun. However, all of that started to come out, and this lady on TikTok, made a video about her that knew her. I gotta do an update on that one. Oh, she just Candace. She can't spin that one out. So Kanye goes on to this podcast, I can't remember the name of it, and he started talking about the Jews. He was talking Jewish people. He was talking about P Diddy and Puff. I know him as Puff Daddy. And when he was in D.C., we know who he is in D.C. I'm leaving that one alone altogether. But so he was talking about all the people that helped him. Now, yeah, in business, it's cutthroat. If you are doing things and you don't read your contract, then you get taken advantage of. Whose fault is it? Is it the person's fault that came up with the contract and you didn't do your due diligence? Or is it your fault because you got taken advantage of and now you're pointing a finger at the person that took advantage of you? Look, when you're in that, it's dog eat dog. Now, Puff Daddy or P Diddy gave Kanye a start. Brought him in as, I don't know, an engineer or something. An engineer, then put him in writing, and then he put him into producing, and then put him into rapping and all that other stuff. So he brought him up through the industry to where he knows how to do everything. But you kind of forgot about that when you were talking smack about him. Yeah, Puff Daddy he's an easy person to not like, and he's an even more easy person not to love. Is he despicable, in my opinion? I may think so. But when you're in that world and you're doing business with people like that, with sharks, what do you expect? Then he goes on Jewish people. Now, whenever you offend one Jewish person, the entire community comes after you. When you offend one. Now, about that is a double-edged sword. Now, when it comes to music and when it comes to the business aspect, yeah, they do some things that are not so nice. But if you don't like it, yay, then build your own. Just what what's his name? Medea. Oh, I can't remember his name right now. But he made the Medea videos. Instead of waiting for Hollywood to be decent, which they're never going to be, he created his own studios, huge in Atlanta, and started doing his own stuff. So if you don't like the business practices, then you create your own. And that's all what Jewish people did. Now, Jewish people, and I'm not talking about the whole community, no. I'm talking about the specific people that were in the music industry that gave black people a start. Because black people were not able to get their own singing contracts. They were not able to get anything if it weren't for the Jewish people. Now you had the white Anglo-Saxon Protestants. Now they didn't give black people nothing besides white only, black only, separate. They called it equal, but it was unequal on all across the board. So for Kanye to come and then just sort of oh, Tyler Perry. Remembered. Thank you, Hassani. But you sort of forget the people that that helped you along, and when you step on their feet, like, wait a minute, I helped you when the white Anglo-Saxons Protestants didn't help you, and you're stepping on my feet and you're ungrateful. Now that right there, I would say, be hurtful to that person or to the people that helped them. But to add that to the entire group of people, I find that, I understand why it's done. I understand the unity in the community. I get it. But he did step on those people's feet. Now, having said that, when he's out there saying this, that, and the other about them, and then you have people jumping on the bandwagon that are like, yeah, yeah, right? And now he turned around and he kissed the ring. Candice Owens. Yeah, now you're over there fighting all these people. You got Kim Kardashian coming after you. You got the Kardashian clan coming after you. You got I don't know, some other people coming after you. And guess what? Kanye's fine. Now, here's my question. And this is where I called him fraud yeah. Yeah, fraud yeah. That's my particular word. Because I was like, why would he do that? Why would he? And then I'm starting to think, I'm like, wait a minute, let me back up for a second. I got a little egg on my face. Because you know what Candace said. Candace, okay, what Candace said was true. But I had to say, okay, let me go ahead and backtrack. Let me see what's going to fall out behind this. It fell out behind. Candace is like up to here in water trying not to sink. And guess who comes out smelling like a rose? Kanye. He's doing fine now. I apologize. I didn't mean to hurt anyone. No, I didn't mean that. Whatever he said. He fell back in line. That's my problem with him. He doesn't stand on what he says. Now, here's the interesting part about it. Everyone has Kanye on their lips. Even me. Right now. Some people think he's a marketing genius. He's great on social media. Most definitely great on social media. Everybody's talking about him, and whatever he does, people run out and buy. Great marketer. Excellent. Pushing his clothes out. Futuristic stuff. True. But he wrecked some people along the way. He wrecked some people, and that's all that I'm talking about. So, what do you think? Tell me, what do you think? I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you did. Because whether if I'm talking about court cases, like Johnny Depp or Marilyn Manson, whether if I talk about big girls, big guys and their delusions of grandeur, of it being okay for being big and everybody gotta go according to it, or whether I'm talking about celebrity mess, Amber Heard destroyed her life. Whether, it doesn't matter what I'm talking about, but I want to thank you because you could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. Time is something that you'll never get back. You can get back something from your cousin that owes you money and taking their time giving it back, but please help continue supporting me. Keep on subscribing. I'm past 1,000. I am so grateful. Continue to help me to grow to get to the next level. Time is something that you never get back, and I hope that my videos were worth your time. I want to thank you for stopping by.